Using steroids is a bit like using a power tool. In the wrong hands, they're damn right dangerous. But when used responsibly, they can produce incredible results. Today, my job is simple: educate on safe usage. You're going to be transformed into a skilled, jacked craftsman. First off, before anything, get a medical checkup, so go down to the clinic and get your blood work sorted. Regular blood work is like checking under the hood of your Ferrari. Does it start up okay? Does the roof come off properly? No expense should be spared in maintaining its peak condition. Treat yourself like royalty. Good news for you, I've done a whole video on blood work and I'll add that video at the end of this one. A lot of problems associated with steroids are actually indirect and they come from chronically high levels of blood pressure. Now there's a difference. If you go and do a load of squats, your blood pressure will be through the roof. That's not chronic. But if you're just sitting down like I am and you're just shooting a video and your blood pressure is similar to someone else's blood pressure that's doing squats maxed out, that's a problem. So high blood pressure is not necessarily bad because you need it when you lift, but chronically high blood pressure, that's the issue. Between 110 and 80 is going to have you prevent most of the serious health risks associated with gear. Scientists have found that eating the equivalent of 100 grams of blueberries twice a day works as well as blood pressure medicines in reducing high blood pressure. That's over 1.5 kilos of blueberries a week. You might not want to do that. A more feasible alternative might be to use anthocyanin capsules that are actually derived from blueberries. A diet change might be in order as well. Vitamin C, vitamin E, potassium, L-arginine and selenium is going to help your blood pressure out a lot. Let's stop things for a second. Have you liked the video? Well, if you haven't liked the video, how are you going to get bigger delts, bigger traps, upper back, huge horseshoe triceps, massive Superman biceps? How are you going to get that chest of a champion, abs of steel, obliques of a hero? Just like the video. Water retention can be somewhat avoided by monitoring your sodium intake, or if you're really worried about water retention, I would avoid aromatizing steroids. And by the way, excessive sodium leads to water retention anyway, whether you're on gear or not. People in their first cycle seem to be scared of putting on a little bit of water. Remember, this water is very helpful for joints, for when you lift. You can lift a lot more when you've got higher blood pressure within safe levels of the blood pressure domain. As I said, 110/80, and if it shoots up and it's not chronic, that's fine. You need that blood pressure in the gym to fire off everything you have at the weight. On gear, it's key to do cardio or any heart work in general, because cardio can go a long way in keeping you healthier for longer. Low steady state cardio is good. That's going to improve your vascular health and lower your blood pressure. You can add in intervals that help with cardiac function. However, limit them, because intervals are going to jack up your fatigue, limiting your ability to progressively overload, thus limiting potential muscle mass. We've got to know our health supplements. Now really, everyone should use health boosting supplements. They're not just for enhanced lifters. Pretty much all PDs are going to tamper in one way or another with your lipid profile and your cholesterol. So that's why we know what we're doing and we know that the diet is key. So we want to bring that good cholesterol up, that HDL cholesterol, no smoking, no drinking, more fish, olive oil, seeds, nuts. Purple produce is going to contain antioxidants. That's going to fight inflammation. Let's look for eggplant, red cabbage, blackberries and blueberries. And then we bring that bad cholesterol down. We reduce that animal fat, that saturated fat, the dairy products, the red meat, the pork, the lamb, and we increase the fiber, grapes, strawberries, citrus fruits. All these are rich in a soluble fiber that's going to bring that LDL cholesterol down. So what supplements can you take? You can get some omega-3 fish oils. That's going to reduce your blood pressure, decrease blood thickening, and also reduce inflammation. And you can stack that with super bio-curcumin. That's also going to reduce your inflammation and can even inhibit and even reverse the left ventricle hypertrophy that can come from steroids. Just going around any health shop, you're going to find so many supplements. One you need to know about is ubiquinol. It is key for energy production. If you've got a car, no matter how flash the car is, if it's got no energy, it doesn't go anywhere. And the same goes for the cells in your body. Ubiquinol is very good pre-workout, 1 to 300 milligrams pre-workout, and also take it in the morning and in the evening. With that, also get Shilajit fulvic acid. Take this with the ubiquinol. It's going to help with the absorption. I was speaking to a guy the other day and he said he hit the subscribe button on the channel Instantly, he got results. Intramuscular fullness is now his best friend. So decide, do you want a bigger, better, badder physique? If so, hit that subscribe button now. Like a good soldier, know thy weapon. Don't go in blind. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm saying, know what you're taking from the start. Not all steroids are equal. They affect everyone differently. What's the safest? Testosterone, because it's bioidentical. It's already in your body. Other ones that are FDA approved, Primo, Masteron, Anavar, Deca or Nandrolone. And then T-Bol is also rather safe too. And if you've not heard of T-Bol, it's very mild, it's good for a kickstart in your cycle. And a lot of professional athletes use it because they're tested by their federations and it's going to leave your system very quick so they don't get found out. Growth hormone gets an honorable mention. It's going to give you better hair, better skin, better sleep, better sex, less fat. And the safest steroid for your heart is... that's Primobolan, then it's Masteron, and it's not a steroid, but probably growth hormone after that. But remember, the danger lies in the quantity of what you're taking. I need some gain, so how do I get hold of these steroids anyway, Dr. James? Pick up your phone and dial 1555, I wanna be huge. Ask for Joey and say the great Dr. James sent you. You'll be sorted out of everything in no time. Which is the safest steroids? Well, the truth is, there's no safest, there's no best. I know my best one because I've done the compound, done a blood test afterwards, reviewed what it's done to me, and then moved on to another compound. That's why I recommend you know your compounds. The only issue is going to come if I was to go overboard on the Deca and then I'd mess my shit up. I've kept my dosage the same pretty much through the whole cycle. I've just added more food at the right times each week or each month to enable me to get more growth. Have a plan. Most guys don't know what they're doing and they base their cycle around what's available, what they can get their hands on. That's not smart and that's not prudent. Know what you're doing, know how long you can do it for, and be flexible with your plan. First cycle, focus on one compound, a long ester test. Start it 300 to 400 milligrams per week. And obviously you want to probably put some mass on your first cycle. That should be your goal, because if you rip up, you're just going to look very skinny with no muscle. Get that dosage up to 700 milligrams maximum and then drop it down, get some blood work done and potentially add in another compound. I'm on Deca and I started off at around about 400 test. Now I'm on 450 test. I put the Deca in at 452. I went up with that as well. I didn't do 900 test and 0 Deca, or do 900 test and add in 400 Deca. No, it's at a 1-to-1 ratio. These ratios are very important to know. It just comes from experience. Because if you need nearly a gram on your first cycle to look better than most average gym rats, it's not going to end well for you, son. You've got to drink on cycle. We're not talking about boozing, we're talking about water. When you're eating a lot of protein, which you should be 1 gram per pound of body weight, it's going to dehydrate your body. And then adding in steroids could make things worse, but we combat that by having 10 to 12 pints a day. This is not a license to go around carrying one of those stupid 2-litre gallons of water, like one of those morons in the gym that I see. Just get the water throughout the day. Be sensible with it. When you wake up in the morning, your mission should always to be have a great day. But first, get some electrolytes in. 500 ml of water is going to enable you to start your day hydrated. The worst thing you can do on steroids or testosterone is add stimulants. Think about it. Your blood pressure is elevated, your blood might be thicker, and you're taking a product that spikes blood pressure and elevates your heart rate. That is a recipe for disaster. So lay off the caffeine. If you really want to speed things up and get professional advice, there's a guy that I've heard of. He's a man, he's a myth, he's a legend. He's the great doctor, and you're looking at him. Link in description below for legit sourcing, reviewing your blood work, and cycle design. I don't know what your goals are. Perhaps they are to sit in that Lambo with a huge pair of delts, or just to be the alpha male dad in your neighborhood. The fact is, you're not gonna live the life that you want with the body you want without jumping on test or steroids at some point. Now, one phrase that rings true when we're talking about safer cycle secrets, love that, is the poison is in the dosage. If there's someone that's doing 200 milligrams of test and 50 milligrams of Deca a week, they are not going to run into cholesterol issues. However, if they bump that dosage up tenfold, they're in for a rough time.